Good morning. My name's Lorene. Welcome to Books at the Bottom of the Stairs. I'm talking to you from our camp just outside Port Medway, and I'm going to give you a little tour before we start. And let me see. How do you do this? All right. That spot on the left here. Oh, yeah, okay. That's the building that we're working on. It's going to be sort of a bathhouse, storage room, all kinds of things, and it's got an amazing view. That's the old bathhouse, which is slowly coming down. And now you can see that's our gazebo where we have our kitchen and our living and our dining room and all this stuff that's attached to that. And it's pretty weatherproof now. We've worked on getting some vinyl and some shower curtains in so we can sit there through some pretty tough weather. And now we're heading back to the road. A truck just went past, but you might have heard the tires. And we're coming back around to where I sit. That's where the boats get kept. There's a red canoe that, yeah, there you go. That's a red canoe that Steve and our daughter made. And I won't go in because it's bound to tip. And we're coming back to the bunkhouse and my boob. Okay, so, and I am sitting on the stairs that lead down the path towards the gazebo. So I am legitimately on stairs and there are books at the bottom of them. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Tessa Dare's A Lady by Midnight. And I don't know, I can't tell whether that actually goes forward or backwards for you. I heard about Tessa Dare from several other booktubers, and I'm lately not too into romance, especially ones that are, you know, specifically romance, just because I got so much of them in earlier years, and I find the plots are kind of, well, pretty predictable. This one has lots of lust in it. If you're looking for some lust and some lovin', Tessa Dare's your woman. There's almost no plot. Basically, we're waiting for the lawyers to confirm whether the main heroine is, in fact, the daughter of a marquess. And yeah, basically, we're just hanging around waiting for that to happen. And so there's lots of lust and loving going on in between. It's good. It's diverting. But it's not that much different. If you're going to read them, I for sure think that she's a good author, but it doesn't really work for me. We went into the local library in Liverpool, and that's in the back of the old school. I don't really know if it's the gymnasium with the floor added in or something, but it's a kind of an odd little space. And I came across, Steve found this one. This is The Golden Tresses of the Dead by Alan Bradley, and it's the latest in the Flavia de Luce mystery series. And we started reading, what was the first one? Something at the bottom of the pie. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Flavia de Luce is kind of a fun little character. Sweetness at the bottom of the pie, and we meet her. She's about 11 at the time, and she's a budding chemist. I mean, she really is quite clever and very good at the scientific method, deductions, and so mysteries start to come wherever Flavia goes on her bike Gladys. Something seems to happen, and I'm not sure what number this is, but somewhere about 3 books ago we decided to stop doing them as read-alouds because they just read better silently. And Alan Bradley has lost a couple of things in his plots and his characters. Or I shouldn't say lost, I guess he's just decided not to continue using them. And I find that the books aren't quite as rich as a result. Now, this one's got a good plot. There's actually 2 plots going, 2 mystery plots, and one of them's right up her alley because it involves a cut-off finger and all the science that goes along with figuring out who the figure belongs to. But then there's another one that has all sorts of poisons attached to it, and it's again right up her alley in terms of figuring out the chemical background and so forth. And so she and her father's valet, Dogger, have formed their own what would you call it? It's like a detective agency, I guess, inquiries, discreet inquiries, and so this is the beginning of, this is their first mystery to solve. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I think if I was Alan Bradley, I'd be doing a couple of things a little bit differently in terms of my secondary characters. So, and Steve's around, he's going to read that next, so I can't say too much, don't want to wreck it for him. All right, Vicki Grant wrote Betsy Wickwire's Dirty Secret. This is pretty hilarious. This is a YA novel, but I can't see why anyone would find that a problem, because Betsy is... she's kind of a train wreck. She's had lost love and is not, I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I had a summer like this too, where I was just so devastated from someone breaking up with me that, you know, ugh, it was a bad summer. So she's having a really bad summer, but she meets up with this young gal called Dolores, who is kind of like Carol Burnett, but way shorter. And there's always cool stuff happening. She's quite a funny little character. And you are hearing, that is an osprey directly overhead, circling. Hope the cat's inside. Okay, so they end up coming up with a business plan and moving around the city of Halifax. Halifax is very well drawn. I recognize a lot of things, and in fact some things have been taken down since this book was written in terms of local buildings and sites and so forth. So I really enjoyed this, and for if Sandy is listening, you're going to like this. I'll give it to you when I see you next. So I think it's a quick read, and it's a funny read, and the ending is not quite satisfying, but good enough. And it's definitely a good beach read, or a plain read. I like, you know, where it's just light enough and easy enough to that you can concentrate without having to really totally concentrate. All right, the other one that I picked up at the library is A Beautiful Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. Now, Hank Green is the brother of John Green, and I've been watching their Tuesday and Friday vlog messages to each other for several years now. And Tuesday, Hank does a vlog that his brother John listens to, and then on Friday, John either responds or has his own business to talk about. So, John Green is the one who wrote, what's that one about the stars, and Turtles All the Way Down, and was it Seven Heathers? Anyways, so this is, Hank has written two, and I don't know if this is first or second, but I have no idea what it's about, because they didn't do a terribly great job of marketing it on those vlogs. So, the Carls disappeared the same way they appeared in an instant. While the robots were on Earth, they caused confusion and destruction with only their presence. Part of their maelstrom was the sudden viral fame and untimely death of April May, a young woman who stumbled into Carl's path, giving them their name, becoming their advocate, and putting herself in the middle of an avalanche of conspiracy theories. Months later, April's friends are trying to find their footing on a post-Carl world. Andy has picked up April's mantle of fame, speaking at conferences and online, and so on. So, kind of... Oh, the printing is super small, and there's also, it seems to be designed, oh, I don't know if you can see that very well, but the page has a very conscious decision about its design. So that's going to be an interesting one for me to read. So the Liverpool Library was small, and I think we could find enough stuff to keep us busy over the summer, not necessarily terribly engaged, but certainly reading. So, and there's lots of romance there. And the one I'm reading right now, which I'll talk to you about a little bit more, is James Lee Burke, The Neon Rain. And this is the first one in his Dave Robichaux series, which I think there's about 15 in there. And this is the one that I was saying is totally the opposite of an Agatha Christie, Miss Marple kind of a book. It's dirty and gritty and sweaty and stinky food and bullies and just all kinds of bad blech. And it's sweaty. It always seems to be happening in the rain or the heat, and there's really bad people. The bad people are really bad, and the good people are bad. So getting a kick out of it. And actually, I don't know why I get a kick out of it, because I really don't like violence. But yeah, it's just, it's entertaining in a sick, pornographic kind of a way. So I'll talk a little bit more about it. I'm just starting, and I'm not sure where the plot is, because there are quite a lot of characters in James Lee Burke's stories, and it can take quite a while to kind of figure it all out. And as I say, when you've got bad people kind of correcting the bad people, it can be a little tough to figure out who's actually on the side of the good. So that's it for me today. I will be posting this in a day or two, depending on internet access, and I hope that all of your book dreams and adventures to continue to come true. Bye-bye.